According to Steam, I have 134 hours in this game. I think this was the game that I accidentally left on overnight once after forgetting to close it. So that's probably an extra 8 hours tacked on to there. Oh, yeah, there you go. Ubisoft Connect, more administrator permission stuff. So it's probably closer to 125, but still. Stop! This is the third time! How many times do I have to give administrator permission for you to boot up my game? Like, what is wrong with you? 4? Are you kidding me? Okay, 4th time is the charm. 5? Like, I swear, this is just 6? I swear, this is just what happens when I try to, oh, it's not even launching the game. It goes back to saying play on Steam again. It's not, oh, Ubisoft Connect login, initializing. Oh, never mind, it didn't cancel my playing. It just said that it was no longer playing on Steam for a hot second, and now it's back to saying that's playing on Steam without me having to click it again. Okay, and the loading screen for Assassin's Creed Odyssey is like dipped in and out a couple times, debating about whether it actually wants to boot up. It'd be really nice if I could just play these games directly from Steam rather than having to go through Ubisoft. I don't exactly like how Steam takes 30% of every game sale on its platform. I think that that's insanely greedy, but I do like the convenience of the platform. I do think that like 30% is too much and there should be laws against that. But let's see here. Boobity bop. Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff going on with Ubisoft lately. Let's switch that from Persona 3 Reload, not Royal, let's not missay it again, and switch it to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Yeah, so giving up on their store, is that what's going on here? But yeah, hello Guzma. But yeah, to answer a Doormaster's question of like what's been going on with Ubisoft lately, a lot of things. There's this stuff with Assassin's Creed Shadows, first and foremost, where apparently the development of it has not been going super swimmingly and they've delayed it, which is probably a good thing. Like, delays are typically a good thing in the gaming industry. But it's kind of odd to see it from Ubisoft. Usually they're just like, yeah, let's just push it out regardless of the state that it's out in. Like, just look at Assassin's Creed Unity, for example. So it's really telling when a company that usually doesn't give a shit, like Ubisoft, is actually giving a shit. So it's like, oh, does that mean that it's really, really bad? Or have they just, like, changed their tone from series past? Or what's going on here? So that's a little bit concerning there. There's still, like, the continued drama with, like, the whole historical accuracy thing there. And apparently the marketing of it is not exactly... What was this again? I don't remember what I'm doing. It's been a hot second. Should I go that way? I'm going that way, I guess. I don't know. Who's this? Are you important? I guess you probably are. I don't know. Let's go that way. Let's go face that guy first. Where apparently some of the things that they've been showcasing in marketing have not been super accurate. Like I think it was with like the collector's edition statue or something like that. There was these arches that shouldn't like have existed then or something like that. Yeah, the gate. I forget exactly what it was. I just remember very briefly reading some headlines a little while back. So there was something about that. And apparently, random voice crack, forgive the random puberty there. Apparently one of the swords that was like part of some statue thing or some sort of marketing thing, some sort of sword that they showed related to Assassin's Creed Shadows, turned out to literally be Zoro's sword from One Piece. Like, basically 1 for 1. Which is like, huh? Really? So that's continued to get into, like, a whole bunch of, like, controversy and quite a mess there. Star Wars Outlaws came out recently, and, like a lot of Ubisoft games, a lot of people kind of point at it and say, like, why is it just, like, regressing here? Like, apparently the AI is really, really stupid, even on, like, the most difficult settings. Like, even more so than in, like, Assassin's Creed. I've seen clips of Star Wars Outlaws, like, outside of the glitches. Apparently that's another issue, is the glitches in it. Where, in Assassin's Creed, if I run and hide in, like, some bushes over here, and some enemy sees that, they'll run over and they'll attack me in the bushes. But apparently in Star Wars Outlaws, if you do that, they'll just lose you, like, immediately. You have no idea where you are the moment that you just go into the bushes. And it's like, wow, really? Apparently you can take people down, like, right in front of their face, or taking down stormtroopers that are wearing, like, you would think armored helmets. You would think is what the helmets are. It's just like, oh yeah, just do, like, a punch, a side to the side, and then they're knocked out. Yeah, that's done. Here, let's go ahead and do that. And And it just seems like really goofy, and apparently it's just like really repetitive and not fun from what I've heard. So, and I've seen like a whole bunch of like comparison clips comparing things like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, the AI of that, which is not great by any means, but just showing how if you hide and an enemy sees you hide, like you're not gonna stay hidden. They're gonna come over and they're gonna find you. And even if you hide while they can't see you, they will search around for a little bit, and there's a chance they might find you. Like, let's say you hopped into a stack of hay or something like that. They might come around and try to poke it with their sword, trying to find you. Like, that's a thing that they would do over 10 years ago. And now in modern Ubisoft open world slop that they're churning out, it's just, they don't do that. I heard similar things about like the Avatar game that they put out where it's like, yeah, it's okay, it's nothing special. Apparently it's the same with Star Wars Outlaws, except worse. Fog Wall, is this like, I was about to say, is this Dark Souls? But then I remembered, oh yeah, I have that thing. So there was that. Oh yeah, and mentioning Steam there, that also just reminded me that another thing with AC Shadows, not only did they delay it, but it's going to be coming out on Steam day one. The previous good handful of Assassin's Creed games have been releasing day one on Ubisoft Connect, but not on Steam. They'd release it on Steam like a year or something later. Apparently Shadows is coming right to Steam for like the first time in years for Assassin's Creed. So yeah, maybe they are giving up on their thingamabob to an extent. What else has been stuff recently? Oh yeah, apparently after Star Wars Outlaws flopped really hard, one of the Ubisoft execs was like, man, we can go out of our way to deliver like amazing quality games, but that's just not enough because players are putting like such unrealistic expectations. Players want every single game to be like the most fleshed out like masterpiece ever. It's not enough to just make like great games anymore. And people are like, really? You really think Star Wars Outlaws is a great game? So there was that situation. There was their whole quadruple A flop earlier this year of Skull and Bones. Yeah, Ubisoft is not doing great right now. It sure seems like. So, yeah. You know, Top of Torii Gate is a big no-no. I'm gonna have to look into that some more later. The half Torii Gate was post-World War II to symbolize the Torii Gate destroyed by the bomb. A feudal era game. That's what it was, yeah. Pretty fine with Steam's cut because, well, it is the biggest store for games. So that's great, but mostly because Steam is pretty great for the consumer. That'd be nice if Steam let you manually organize your fucking games. Yeah, I mean, you could create categories, which helps, but it's not super great. What I do is all my ongoing games are games that I want to start soon. I'll have in my favorites. Wait, there's one that I can take off of favorites now. This is what I can do. This one. I can unfavorite it. Bam, look at that. Sweet. Alright, this is coming up soon, so it's favorited. I'm gonna have to, like, find some install space, and this is coming up here pretty soon, too. I'll finish this, like, tomorrow night, because tomorrow after midnight, so it'll be the 6th, will be, like, the 1-year anniversary of starting that playthrough, so I'll finish that one off. And, yeah, so there's, like, the categories and stuff that you can make, but, yeah, it could be a whole lot better. But the fact that they basically have a near monopoly on the PC games market that lets them get away with, like, absurd cuts to, like, 30%. Like, yes, Steam is incredibly convenient, but they still shouldn't be taking 30%. Like, that's super greedy, I think, there. But yeah, Ubisoft giving up on greed. You fear this day is coming. We need to not make them give up on greed. We need to go support their in-game stores right away. This is what we gotta do. Quickly. We can't have them regress. We need this to stay. Let's see here. Skull and Bones never gets old, honestly. Like, I cannot stop making fun of that game. I think I make fun of Skull and Bones more frequently than I do Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And that's saying something. If Ubisoft is becoming less greedy, you think the world is going to end? Oh, there's not, like, any cutscene or anything like that? I just immediately fight you? Okay, let's see if I remember how to play this game. I've been playing a bunch of, Final Fantasy 16 lately, and I got my buttons constantly mixed up in that game with this game. Pressing the wrong things, so we'll see if vice versa ends up happening here. Yeah, I don't have a ton of games compared to some people, but still like 180-ish games would be a pain, but a worthwhile one. Yeah, like my library, whoa, very much pales in comparison to people that have like hundreds as well, but yeah, I have a decent amount as well. To be the case. Whoops, that is not what I wanted, and now so much extra damage is on me from the fire. Yeah, but that counts as a bunch, I'd say, getting into the gameplay. Also, I would honestly like to be playing a whole lot more of that. Like, between my 3 main ongoing games right now of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Persona 3 Reload, and Final Fantasy 16 that I just started last weekend, the thing that I'd probably like to play the most right now, gameplay-wise, is Final Fantasy 16, not gonna lie. Like, this game, I'm just playing from time to time whenever I have, like, big life stuff to share. Whoops. It's the wrong button. Whenever there's new big life stuff to share, which there is a whole bunch of stuff related to that now, so I'll have some stories to share later this stream. And Persona 3 Reload, I'm just so bored of it at this point, and I'm just streaming, like, whenever I have the chance, when, like, one of my off-camera grinds is done. And I kind of want to commit to that a whole bunch whenever I have the time. Not because I think that it's, like, super fun and I'm, like, getting really into it, but because playing Persona 3 Reload at this point, so that I have more time to play other games, is basically the mentality of me eating my vegetables before I get to eat my dessert. It's pretty much what it is. So, if there ends up being, like, a whole bunch more, like, Persona 3 Reload streams and something like our new game that we started, Final Fantasy 16, that's the reason why. Not because I'd be having more fun with Persona 3 Reload, because I am so done with that game. But just from the perspective of, hey, I want to get it done. And then I for sure have way more time to commit to the thingamabob. When you start Final Fantasy 16 and have a bad time with all these other games coming up again, well, the other big ones coming up are just going to be like next month in November. Like, the big November ones are going to be Mario and Luigi Brothership and Planet Coaster 2. Planet Coaster 2 is probably going to take up more of my time, but that's not a thing that I really need to commit to get to an endpoint. Planet Coaster is one of those games that you just kind of play whenever you feel like playing, is what it is. I don't think that there's really going to be, like, a playthrough with a definitive endpoint with that. I'll just play it and showcase it and probably do a lot of the campaign parks and have fun, and it'll be great. I swear I was pressing dodge. Is what Planet Coaster will be. And Mario and Luigi Brothership will probably be a decent medium-length game, I would imagine. And then the one coming out in a couple weeks here, Mario Party. It'll just be the kind of thing that I play whenever I have friends to play with. So it'll be a very on and off thing. So I'm not too concerned, honestly. I think it should be fine. I was a king, I can't read that. I commanded legions, my banner struck fear in the hearts of my enemies. As I raced cities to the ground, but now death is my kingdom. Burning applies to nearby enemies. Okay, so the thing that he had there. But now death is my kingdom, rocks are my city walls, flames are my soldiers, their heat is the only thing I can trust in this forsaken pit. I find no rest here, not with the screams coming from Tartaros. Whoa, just like the hit game Persona 3 Reload. Must be that restless son of Zeus beating prisoners into a bloody pulp. But yeah, let's see here, and I got Curse Bow of Hades. Is that cooler than my current thing? Hold on, let's see. My current thing is, burning applies to nearby enemies. More hunter damage, adrenaline. Chance not to consume special arrows. I don't care about that. And the Tartarus Veil I put on, so more warrior damage, more fire damage. If this stacks with my warrior damage, that's what I'm using more often over hunter damage. The more adrenaline per hit part is nice. Burning applies to nearby enemies. Yeah, I'll honestly take that over the 50% chance not to consume special arrows because I'm rarely using special arrows. But I would definitely prefer the more adrenaline per hit over the fire damage. I'll stay with this for now, but like, that other one is pretty good in some ways here. But yeah, let's see here. 30% seems somewhat usual for the big console stores through a quick Google search. Yeah, like Apple takes that much as well with like the whole Apple tax. I think Google phones do as well, and it's like, I don't think that should be allowed in general when you're that big of a corporation. Like, I don't think it's a Steam exclusive thing. But yeah. And yeah, I'm glad that Final Fantasy 16 is like a linear thing that I can just push through, rather than like a thing where I'm trekking across the whole planet like this. Oh, I'm gonna go get this viewpoint while I'm here. But yeah, we'll get good next stream. Trust. Alright, I'll trust here. Also, I don't know what would happen if I unequip this bow while I'm behind a Tartaros Veil. Imagine I just like immediately game over. You know, honestly, in theory, for Persona 3 Reload, could just give up on doing as many social links as possible entirely and only focus on the ones you want to focus on and skip the rest. And then get through Persona 3 quite quickly that way, only focus on the stuff you care about. That'd be fair, but it just feels like such a waste to not be doing stuff along the way. Out of curiosity, I looked up a speedrun last night just to see how quickly people got through it. And I think I found like an 8-hour speedrun of Merciless, and it's like, holy crap, what? And I skimmed through some of the stuff that they were doing, and it was just skipping most days. Sometimes going to the arcade and getting like a whole bunch of strength on some personas. I did end up looking up like roughly around the point that I'm at, and the person in the speedrun is like a decent bit higher level than me because they go around like soloing stuff and then they get all the experience rather than it being distributed across their party. And they did get Siegfried at that point that I remember being told about. and making him like really, really strong in the arcade. And I got to see a little bit of Siegfried use, and I was like, holy crap, that looks really good. Once I get to level 54, I'm at 51 as of earlier today. I'll definitely get Siegfried. And I've seen him in like my fusions. He's a thing that I can get, but I just need like 3 more levels before I can do that. Wow, it's like really smoggy over here. But yeah, let's see here. And for Hawa? Oh, for the last few streams where it's gonna get good. I think it's just people saying it's gonna get good soon. Maybe not necessarily the immediate next stream. But I am looking forward to the story actually doing things. Don't believe it till you see it. Yeah, that's kind of what I feel in a sense here. But yeah, I guess it would be more efficient with the catch-up mechanics. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, what is going on with the chat? Why is it like, whoa, a ghostly being, I was about to say. Like, that was kind of weird. But yeah, in terms of the game queue stuff, if I go ahead and look at schedule, there's technically 5 things on right now that I just don't show all of just because it's like, well, technically 6 if you count this, but I've basically decided, hey, I've done all of Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door at like special LAN events. Let's just do the last one at like the last LAN event. Let's do it at HalloLAN in November. So I'll just do that in November, honestly. This, I'll do it tomorrow night because it'll go past midnight and then it'll be like the 1-year anniversary for starting that playthrough. And then this. So I'll probably just do both of these tomorrow and knock those off. And as for the stuff here, I've basically got like 3 super long RPG games going on right now. Last weekend, Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom came out, and I was worried that that might be on the schedule for a little while, but I managed to beat it in the opening weekend. I was like, oh, great. And with these 2 games, I'm not in any major rush for them, because with Persona 3 Reload, the more time I take between sessions, the more time I have to go around like grinding funds and stuff like that. So I kind of want to take time between sessions for grinding time. And I got that earlier today. I was watching a Netflix show with my family earlier today. And so I put in like a few hours into Tartarus, and it's like, okay, I'm good for like the next stream now, even though I just did this last night. So I'm good to do another one of those now. And then with this, because I'm not going to start Valhalla until January 1st next year anyway, so I have a few months here, I'm not in a major rush. It's not like I need to get it done sooner rather than later anyway. So I figured, like, let's just stream this when I have, like, new major life updates, because it's my longest ongoing playthrough. Like, not this specific game, but, like, the Assassin's Creed series in general. It's the longest ongoing series I'll probably ever have on this channel, most likely. I'm never going to play this many games in a single series ever again. I sure hope not. At least, I'll go do that. So this is the series I like to give like the most life updates, so that like the playlist at the end of the day of the Assassin's Creed series encompasses like so much stuff that went on with my life over the years, like it already does. So because I'm in no major rush, I'm like, let's just stream this when there's like new life updates to share. So Persona 3 will be on and off for grinding purposes, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey will be on and off for just, I'm not in a rush at this point, storytelling purposes. So Assassin's Creed. Final Fantasy 16 is kind of my free flow one. So I do actually think that this was a just fine time to add it to the queue. Especially because, like, the upcoming new releases, there's not really any one thing that's going to be, like, a super duper major long commitment, I don't think. Unless I decide to pick up that one game, Metaphor ReFantasio, after all. What is going on with the chat? I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on again. See if that fixes things. Unless I decide to pick up that, because it does look like a game that I probably would genuinely really enjoy. But at the same time, I'm so, like, pooped out of Persona and those kinds of games that just literally take forever that I don't know that I'd really want to start another one, even if it does look like a game that I'd really get a kick out of. So I might want to take a little bit of a chill pill on that. So I honestly think that this was a just fine time for adding Final Fantasy 16. I needed to have, like, a free flow game there. It just so happens that I've had excuses to do the other stuff a whole bunch recently. Of, hey, I have a whole bunch of updates to share tonight, so let's do Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I've had, like, some grinds done, so let's do a bunch of Persona 3 Reload and get that done. But if I had the choice between those 3 games right now of what I wanted to play between Persona 3 Reload, Final Fantasy 16, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, among what I think I would genuinely just find the most fun playing right now, it'd be Final Fantasy 16. Like, I have, what, 125 hours in this game now? I'm so dang tired of it. Here, let's go fight another guy, I guess. I'm so dang tired of it. I have way too many hours in this game. The fact that this playthrough is still ongoing should be a sin. It's ridiculous. And Persona 3 Reload, it hasn't been going on as long as Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but it is another 100+ part series that is taking a really long time. How do I get over there? I guess this way. And it's just been doing nothing interesting across that entire time. So, oh, that was weird. So I'm just getting so unbelievably bored of it. So like I'll probably be committing to Persona 3 a whole lot in recent time, like I have been here and there. But again, it's just more so with the mentality of like finishing my vegetables before eating my dessert, if Final Fantasy 16 is my dessert. So, yeah. I think the timing is just fine. I'm probably gonna have a lot of fun playing it. Again, I think the game queue would only get like super crazy in terms of new releases if I did decide to add Metaphor, which again, I'd probably really like. But I really don't want to start another thing that's gonna take me forever. I want to start playing some more shorter things. Like, I need to go on some sort of intervention. People need to give me an intervention about like the super long playthroughs and be like, there's been enough of this. You need to chill out. You need to play more shorter games and take it easy and not be stressing here. Also, you made a Tartaros, just like Tartarus in the hit game Persona 3 Reload. Whoa. You guys been lagging all since stream started? Oh. Chrono Trigger, nope. No, thank you. I think I'll pass. Yeah, don't worry, you can add another long RPG to the list in 5 days. What's the another long RPG that's coming out in 5 days? Is that Metaphor? Because I've not really paid attention to the release date, like, at all, I'm gonna be honest. Is that what that one is? Because in that case, yeah, I think I'm a pass. I think in terms of another new long RPG that I added, I'll be happy with my Final Fantasy 16 here. As something that's just like a linear, straight shot, clear a level, great, you cleared it. Clear another level, I'll start when I'm the one that started combat here. I can't have my Metaphor until I'm done my Final Fantasy 16. Like, let's not get carried away here. But, like, considering how many of these open world kind of games I've been playing lately, of just run around the world to get to the objective and take who knows how long along the way. I appreciate the 100 bits there. Wow, look at, no more long games. I need to chill out on that. I'm getting so dang tired of long games. Oh yeah, I can't parry those. Whoops, I got the bailout there. Whoa. Come on, what the heck was I saying? It's hard to concentrate while I'm in the middle of battle here. It's more long games, no! For the sake of my sanity. So, while I would probably really like Metaphor, I need to chill out with this. Like, I really like the experience of starting to stream a thing, and then I'm through it in like 3 or 4 streams, and then I can move on to like playing more things that I've never experienced before. As opposed to playing something like all year, like this game has been. Or like Persona 3 Reload has been. Because that's basically been all year as well. That came out in February. So I haven't been playing it as long as this game, but like, pretty close. I've been playing it pretty close to the same amount of time. And by playing so many of these games that just take so long, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey with all its content and the massive world to explore, Persona 3 Reload with like the whole calendar system and we needing to get through like the days and it taking so long, I kind of just want to play like a really linear game. So I didn't know what Final Fantasy 16 was going to be like going into it. I really knew like nothing about it. I started playing it because that crazy Guzma mad lad is literally the one responsible for giving me the PS5 that I'm using the controller of right now on my PC, which is like a super insanely generous mad lad thing to do. So I owed it to him to be able to take a game request, and his request was Final Fantasy 16 to at least play that. And I was like, all right, I'll play that when the schedule's open enough. And I knew nothing about it. I knew that like it's part of the Final Fantasy series, so I know there's like magic and stuff. And I knew that in that one, there's like the dominance that can kind of summon / become like the big mythical dudos and stuff. It's basically like Attack on Titan there. And that's all I knew. I didn't know anything else about it going into it. I didn't know the way like the game was structured, the way the world is, anything like that. So when I started playing it for the first time last weekend after beating Echoes of Wisdom in one weekend, and I found out that it was a linear thing of go beat this level, now go beat this level, now go beat this level, now go beat this level, all in like a straight shot. None of this like super massive map and all this other fluff to do along the way, or like, oh, before you can continue, go do like this fetch quest and do the stuff around the world, just stuff that makes it take longer. Like it's just straight shot through to the end. I was hyped. I was so excited. Like, I feel like I've never been so excited to play a linear game in my life. Not like I dislike linear games. Like, I love linear games.
And for all the people
But I feel like it's
world.
just because I've been playing so many open world / games that make themselves longer through other means, like Persona, with the whole calendar system and how long it takes to get through to like the next section, that I have just gotten like so dang tired of these things that are taking so long. And the idea of just playing something where it's like one level, the next level, the next level, the next level, rather than one level, run across the world to the next level, or one level, do 20 days of in-game events and build up random social links that you don't care about, then the next level. It's just really refreshing. So yeah, that's my whole ramble about where I'd rather be right now. So I didn't know what it was gonna be like going into it, but then I found out after I went into it, and I was like, holy crap, I want more of this. I want to play more of this, and it's what I'd rather be playing right now, I'm gonna be honest. But let's get through my veggies before my dessert and tell more stories. Other stuff going on is what's happening here. Chrono Trigger's not that long, sure. But yeah. And I think I acknowledged the BRB, Guzma, but in case I didn't enjoy the BRB, as if you would hear that if you're gone right now. But let's use our imagination. Is that worth running to from here? Yeah, sure, probably, I don't know. But yeah, more long games, I will donate more to convince you if I have to. You wanna just support like a full-time wage, just turn this into like a proper job for me? No, let's see here. I honestly thought Final Fantasy 16 was really long. Honestly, even if it is really long, it'll probably feel less long because there's more stuff happening actively, considering it's linear, as opposed to this where it's like, there's nothing happening as I run across this world to go to the objective, for example. You know, so it'll be like a more engaging long if it's like a truly linear game, which I should be kind of excited for. Honestly, if you could donate a full wage job worth, totally would to convince me. But yeah, I assume that's not in the realm of possibility unless anyone's just like stacked. Which if anyone's stacked and wants to turn this into a full-time job and request long games of me, go ahead. Then I'll do it, and then I won't be so upsetty spaghetti about it. Chrono Trigger took you 24 hours to beat, so it's medium long-ish, then maybe. Definitely a whole lot shorter than AC Odyssey or Persona 3. But I think I'm good on Chrono Trigger for now. There are a lot of other games I would like to get around to here eventually. Like, some of the big ones on my mental list right now would be Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness, because I played Colosseum last year, so I want to play the follow-up game. I would like to do Legend of Zelda Wind Waker and Twilight Princess at some point when I have the time, considering they're the only two mainline 3D Zelda games that I have left. I should specify mainline, so I'm not going to include things like Triforce Heroes in that list or anything like that. Because after that, I will have covered all the 3D Zelda games on the channel, so may as well finish that off at some point. What are other ones I want to play at some point? I'd very much like to play the Mass Effect series to experience some more local games, especially considering, like, who knows when the day might come that I apply to BioWare and potentially need to say, like, oh yeah, this was the game I played of your guys' that I really enjoyed. My favorite game of yours, Anthem. No, So, like, that might be good to experience just out of, like, curiosity for local stuff. And for potential job prospects, like, it might realistically be an advantageous thing for me to have experience with and play. What else are things? I would like to get through the rest of the Mario RPG series. Like, I have played so many Mario RPGs on the channel. I've now done both of the Mario plus Rabbids games, Super Mario RPG. I don't think that there's any ones outside of that, like, apart from Mario and Luigi and Paper Mario, because those are the big series. I don't think that there's any other separate Mario RPG games. And in terms of Mario and Luigi, I'm now at 3 out of 5. That's about to become 6, and I'll do Brothership as that comes out. So then I'll just have 2 left. And then with Paper Mario, I do still have a decent handful, like Super Paper Mario, Sticker Star, Color Splash, Origami King, so I have a decent few on that. So, like, I'll get there eventually. But I would like to have every single Mario RPG done on this channel eventually. What are other ones that I like to do on the list here in the nearest future? I like to do Metroid Other M at some point, even though it's, like, apparently the shitty one, just because after I do, like, Prime 3 and, like, the stuff leading up to Prime 4 and then do Prime 4, Other M will be the only thing I have left in the Metroid series, so I may as well do it and finish it off, and then I'll have, like, the complete Metroid series on my channel. So I want to do Other M. Yeah, so I have a decent few things on my mental list already that I want to do as, like, my higher priority old released games that aren't like prerequisite games. Like my highest priority are new releases and prerequisite games. Prerequisite for me just means like games I want to play before certain new releases. So for example, I wanted to play the Prime trilogy before Prime 4 comes out. So Prime 2 and 3 would be prerequisite games, for example, is how I define that. So like my highest priority is always the new releases and prerequisite games. So in terms of old releases, yeah, that handful of stuff is the things that are higher up on my priority list right now. Not in any specific order. Those are just like the general kind of ones. Like I don't have the next immediate already released game playthrough in mind. Oh, actually, maybe I do. I might prioritize some of the PS5 stuff now that I have like the PlayStation 5, and then I have like the excuse to start using it more. So like Last of Us Part 2 and Bloodborne after Final Fantasy 16 is what I probably do after that. So I guess those are probably higher on the priority list. I don't know. But yeah, saying he doesn't want to play long games, mentions wanting to play Mass Effect. Yeah, but there's reasons here. At least I'm pretty sure this long has always been your vibe from it. Especially if I did like the whole trilogy. I mean, it's technically more than a trilogy now with Andromeda. But at least the first one, I don't think that one's like super long, right? I don't know. Let me look it up out of curiosity. How long to beat Mass Effect? Just the first game. About 17 hours. That's not that bad. Like that's about my medium length kind of game. Like, Mass Effect 1, that'd be fine. That's the kind of thing that I could do in, like, anywhere from 3 to 5 streams, depending on how long the streams are. Tunic, the Dark Souls Zelda game, Spyro, which took you 37 hours to 100% the trilogy, or SteamWorld Dig 1 and 2, which took 16 hours to beat both, and go on sale regularly cheap often. But that's just short game recommendations. Yeah, like I said, in terms of already released things that I want to get to sooner rather than later when I have the time to, I already have this mental list of stuff that I want to get to. So I think it'll still be quite a long time before I end up being able to take any game recommendations and stuff. So, yeah. Is the chat just being really laggy today? Here, I'll turn it off and on again. I mean, Tunic was a game that Guzma picked up when he was visiting me here. He has a Canadian copy of Tunic, interestingly enough, and I heard good things from him. I don't know if there's anything else I want to say. Here, I'm stalling. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. My computer's been lagging a whole bunch lately. I think after the last Persona 3 stream, I said that I was gonna restart my computer before the next stream, and I kind of forgot to do that. Outer Wilds is actually one that I really want to do. That is actually one of my mental list of ones I really would like to do. Maybe the chat shadow just isn't working as a chat. Oh, well, it's weird. It's weird. I don't know.